Why can't I bite? Wait, could that be him? Is that Ackerman?
Levi Ackerman is easily the coldest man in the Attack on Titan universe, no doubt about it. In fact, you could argue that Levi is the coldest character in modern anime. Despite not possessing the characteristics of the typical hero, Levi is loved by all. Stereotypically, a hero in anime, or just in general, is built like Irvin, tall, charismatic, strong, with blonde hair, bright blue eyes, and a drive to make the world a better place. Levi is none of these things. He is short, standing at 5'3", has absolutely no charisma or ability to move a crowd, has small distinct features, a bad attitude with no sense of respect for authority, and has no real drive to change anything about the world he lives in, even though he's seen the absolute worst of it. Plus, he low-key has a degree in sassiness.
What are you saying, Niccolo?
He's saying that he doesn't want to be part of your shitty skits. You finally ready to say something, Ervin? Been waiting so long I could have made breakfast.
The fact that he has seen the worst of the world and still continues to push on with the same energy is probably what I admire about him the most. It's what makes him the perfect soldier. Perseverance in the face of absolute hopelessness is something I respect a lot. If you're going to lose, you might as well go down fighting. Attack on Titan is a show that embodies this very well, since most of the characters who we fell in love with or began to cheer for don't make it to the end of the show. It is a story of self-sacrifice, pain, betrayal, love, and many more things. But I think one line that summarizes the show really well is Eren's famous catchphrase, "Keep moving forward."
I'll just keep moving forward. Till I killed my enemies.
No matter what happens or what this cruel world throws at you, keep moving forward. Even if you die, even after you die.
Keep moving forward. Even if you die. Even after you die. After all, this whole ugly story started with you.
In my opinion, nobody embodies this phrase like Levi Ackerman, the perfect soldier who literally lost it all, but still managed to keep moving forward. Welcome to the library, a digital syllabus for excellence. Today we will be dissecting the man, the myth, the legend, Levi Ackerman, the perfect soldier who lost everything, but kept moving forward. Levi had the worst upbringing of anyone in the show. His mother was a sex worker and ended up falling sick and dying when he was just a kid. He was then temporarily adopted by a serial killer, who just so happened to be his uncle.
Long time, Levi. Still runt, or have you grown some? Don't look like you've changed much at all, boy. Kenny!
In addition to this, Levi grew up in the worst slum on Paradis, the Underground.
The Underground. It's a desperate, squalid place. A perfect counterweight to the splendor and safety of the royal capital.
It was an abandoned city just underneath the capital, originally built as the bunker for Titan attacks, but later construction of it was halted. Living under there was tough. Food was scarce, there was no real law enforcement, so crime was heavy, and the only way to make it to the top was by buying a ticket and earning citizenship. Both were extremely expensive. Since most people in the underground didn't get much sunlight, they often developed problems and diseases. Combine that with the lack of food, and it's probably one of the reasons Levi ended up being the only short Ackerman in the show. Kenny raised him until he was able to survive in the underground, and then abandoned him while he was still a kid. Levi could handle himself though, and began making money, and even gained two friends, Furlon and Isabel. The only two real friends he had in the whole show, if you think about it. Well, maybe Hanji counts. Levi and his friends became well-known criminals, and since they gained mastery of ODM gear, they were able to outrun the military police every time they committed a crime. But eventually they were given a job that even they couldn't handle, and Levi lost his only two friends on a scouting mission. Initially, he didn't want them to come because he was scared of them getting hurt, but they managed to convince him that they were capable enough. When he saw them killed, he massacred the Titan that did it. But afterwards, he was in despair, one of the few moments of vulnerability that we see from him. He would have regretted his decision to let them come with, if it wasn't for what Irvin told him.
Stop. Don't regret this. If you give in to regret, you'll be left scared and indecisive. Then in your next fight, you'll put your fate in someone else's hands.
Levi had lost everything he ever knew and loved. Which really wasn't much, it was just his two friends, but still, he'd lost everything. But instead of dwelling in the past and living in his pain, he decided that he would not regret what had happened.
I'll stand by this choice till I'm dead. I won't regret it. Not ever.
He decided to keep moving forward. The first time we actually meet Levi was during his scout arc. After losing his only friends and his home, Levi dedicates himself to the scouts and to helping Irvin fulfill his dream.
I know you probably can't help being hideous. But I can't help being tired of looking at you.
Levi doesn't exactly gain friends during this time, but he does form the infamous Levi Squad.
Here they are, the Scout Special Operations Squad, the Levi Squad.
A group of the most dangerous killers in all of Paradis.
Petra Rahl, 10 Titan kills to her credit, 48 kill assists. Oduo Bozad, 39 kills, 9 assists.
The best of the best.
El Jin, 14 kills, 32 assists. Gunther Schultz, 7 kills, 40 assists.
He goes on many scouting expeditions and develops a reputation as humanity's greatest soldier, which, as we all know, he most definitely is. He isn't friends with his squad, but I do think he does feel somewhat protective over them. I mean, Oduo looked up to Levi as a hero, and I'm pretty sure Petra had a little crush on him.
Everyone reacts that way. Up close and personal, Captain Levi doesn't seem much like the hero he's cracked up to be. For one thing, he's a lot shorter. Bit on the temperamental side, too. Not exactly imbued with what you'd call the social graces.
Despite being extremely stoic and nonchalant, Levi has shown how empathetic he is many times. He cares about his comrades and hates to see them give up their lives, even if it's for the sake of a greater cause. So when his entire squad is killed by Annie, you would think that Levi would go into a killing frenzy like he did when Isabel and Furlan were killed. But he doesn't. Levi Ackerman is the perfect soldier because he doesn't let his feelings get in the way of the mission. He saves Aaron and retreats, even though he had a shot at killing Annie and avenging his squad. He never really forgave Annie for that. He even ordered his squad's bodies to be tossed aside in order for the scouts to outrun the Titans. Watching this, you would think that the captain had no feelings towards his fallen comrades. But as you watch the show, you find out many times that this is not true. Like when Levi had to tell Petra's father that she was dead, or when he praised the rear contingent for buying them time and sacrificing themselves to save Annie.
Good work leading her here. I'm more than a little impressed.
We couldn't have without the rear contingent whose lives bought us time. This belongs to them. I don't intend to ever forget that.
He is then reunited with his serial killer uncle.
Long time, Levi. Still runter if you grown some.
Woohoo! Nope. Don't look like you've changed much at all, boy.
Who tries to kill him on multiple occasions.
Kenny!
Levi only finds out that Kenny is his uncle when Kenny is about to die, and it's one of the few times we see the captain show a different facial expression, other than the cold stare that we're used to. After that, the scouts are essentially wiped out at the Battle of Shiganshina, and Levi loses his purpose, which was helping Irvin fulfill his dream. So let's recap. Levi loses his mother as a child, he is adopted by his uncle who is a serial killer and taught how to be violent and nothing else. Levi then makes friends, but his friends are eaten alive on a scouting mission. He then becomes a scout and finds out the man who raised and abandoned him is in fact his uncle. He also finds out that Titans are people, which messes him up but excites Irvin. He then loses Irvin and the scouts, which essentially was his entire identity, but regardless of it all, he keeps moving forward.
Welcome to our defiled island of filth-blooded devils. You're gonna love it here. As long as you like drinking pig piss.
Levi goes to war with the rest of the Eldians, kills 30 of his comrades after they were turned Titan, and even loses an eye and a couple fingers after Zeke blew both of them up with a thunder spear.
Guess that's why you threw more rocks at us than planned. You had to put on a show for your comrades, didn't you? Quite the performance, coming from a mangy furball.
For me, the funniest part of the whole show is watching how much Levi hates Zeke and their constant back and forths.
And you gave quite the performance yourself, considering how bad you wish you could actually kill me.
I'm the kind of person who saves the best bite for the end of my meal. I can really savor the taste that way.
Levi is a lot of things, but petty isn't one of them.
I'm going to kill you and ship your corpse back to Marley with a note about your little plot. Should spell the end for your grandparents.
However, after he awakens from certain death and is too weak to even walk, he only has one thing on his mind.
Levi!
What happened? What is that hairy sack of shit?
No need to get up.
Then again, he was doing it in order to keep his promise to Irvin as well, but come on, man. We know that Levi destroying Zeke was personal. He lost it all of his comrades and friends. Irvin, Hanji, Petra, Oduo, Gunter, Elt, Furlon, Isabel, and many, many more. By the end of the show, he even lost his foot, his eye, a couple of fingers, and even his Ackerman powers. But still, even after all of that, he kept moving forward. Thank you for watching.